here. It's going to be mainly about nail art. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and use my Vita Bella hand. And I'll have all of her details I'm going to list down in my description. So if you guys are interested in getting something like her to do your nail art on, that she is perfect for that, okay? And we're going to go ahead and keep the nail shape the way it is today. Make it kind of simple. And we're gonna do a couple nails where we do like a pink and white fade, make it really, really pretty. And then we're gonna do a couple other nails where we're gonna mix some pastel colors and do a little bit of nail art that way. And let me grab one more thing. Hang on one second, guys. You know, I have misplaced, whoops, I have misplaced my ombre brush, but it's okay. We can make do with what we have. I'll have to find that ombre brush eventually.
Anaya says hi.
Hey, Amaya, how are you? Welcome in. Yeah, let me look and see if I've got any other. I've got a couple other. I do have another ombre brush. Okay, let me grab it real quick because I have lost mine and I can't find it. So I had this little nail art kit that I got from Young Nails. It was in one of their Christmas boxes, and it does have an ombre brush in it. So I'm gonna whip this out real quick. Let's do that. Works out perfect. This is exactly why you just hang on to this stuff even when you don't need it, because you never know.
Google nails.
Hey, Google Nails, how are you? Okay, let's get this open. And I'll show you all the different brushes that come in here in case you ever want to head over there and see what they got. I like their nail art brushes. They work perfectly fine. So Young Nails is just a great source, especially if you're just kind of starting out and you're new to gel, because they have so many tutorials on all their products. It works out perfect. You don't have to worry about not being able to figure something out or not being able to get all the information that you need for products. So it's a great source. Okay, let's get these out. All right, so
Anaya, where could I buy it again?
it's at Young Nails. So you just go to youngnails.com. And yeah, this is super nice. And look, it even comes with like a little carry case. Perfect. All right, so get my little case out. And this particular little box comes with your ombre brush, which I'm going to use now, and then a couple of your fine liners, which is perfect. We always need some of those. And then some nail art brushes where you can do roses or petals. There's a gel application brush and a polish brush. So this one's also a gel application brush if you like using the oval. I kind of like to use a pointed one, so this one would really work great for that too. All right, guys, let's get into it. Okay, how about, let me just set that to the side. For our, so I told you we're gonna do kind of a really pretty pink and white on a couple of the nails. And I'm gonna use my gel bottle. Now, sometimes the gel bottle's polishes, if I don't use them consistently, the gel will get a little hard. This one's not too bad, so that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit on my palette because I like to work from my palette. So we'll go ahead and pull a little bit of this out for our pink and white. And then the other thing I want to do, let me zoom this in so that you guys can see. So she's just a real nice milky pink. And then I want to use my Sugar by the gel bottle. She's a really, really pretty cotton candy pink.
Marie said hi.
Hey, Jessa Marie. Let me see how thick she is. Sometimes if she's maybe a little on the thick side. If she's too thick for you, I would just add a little bit of any kind of base to her to thin her out a little bit. She's got, this particular pink has a little bit of sparkly in it, but I think it'll be real pretty. Okay, I think that'll do us good for a minute here. All right, let's start on our pink and whites. I'm gonna pick the two smaller nails. So I'm gonna pick the pointer and the pinky to do our pink and white on. And I want to build my white first. So let me get one of my little brushes here. Let's see, I'm just gonna go in with a fine little brush. Usually mine have, oh, mine got dented in the packing of it. That's okay though, because we just opened our Young Nails and I know we had some in there.
Simone said hi.
Hey, Simone. It's a beautiful name. Okay, I'm gonna use one of our Young Nails new brushes. It is the little pointy one, kind of the shorter one. All right. I like to work on top of a base coat. So I'm just gonna go in with a base coat, just a clear base. And I guess we should kind of pretend that she's a client, right? So let me just kind of show you what I would do. She's a client, she's come in, she wants to get these nails. She wants to keep her nail length and her shape. So let's get a cuticle pusher and we are gonna push her cuticles back. Just a real quick little cuticle push back. Nothing extreme.
Kayleen said hi.
Hey, Kayleen. Okay, there we go. All right, then we need to kind of rough up her nails a little bit so that way it hangs onto our gel. So let me grab my e-file. I was charging her, so she's all attached to everything. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way just so it doesn't collect any dust. Same thing with my brush, get that brush out of the way. That's the last thing we want. Okay, let's just go on 9,000 RPMs. And I am going to go ahead and push her cuticles back with this and go right up by the cuticles, and I need to turn it on back on forward. Okay, there we go. And then we're just gonna go across the whole nail. Make sure we remove any of the shiny surfaces so that way your gel adheres really, really nicely.
Tammy P said hi.
Hey, Tammy. Okay, come back around. Cross the nail, get off all the shiny. Back by our cuticle. All the shiny. We're gonna do Jandy's nails tomorrow, so we're gonna have like a little extra live for you this week. So stay tuned for that. We'll come on about the same time tomorrow. Jandy's got to pick what set she wants, so I thought, well, tonight we'll just pretend with our mannequin hand, and we'll just do some kind of simple nail art, but fun, simple but fun. Okay, let's get her dusted down. Alrighty. Now, let's go ahead and take care of our two that are going to be just our pink and whites. And again, let me get that ready. And then I want to go ahead and use my clear base gel. And actually, we need our protein bond first. So I'm going to go ahead and put on protein bond. And I need to swipe her nails with my Young Nails swipe. This is going to dehydrate her nails. Also help with adhesion, because we want everything to stick. And then our protein bond. This works as kind of like your primer. Get it back here by the cuticle on the nail. Okay. All right, now she's ready to go. Now we can go in with our clear base. I'm just using my Kirsty Meakin base. And I'm gonna put a really nice base layer, so real nice and thin. I'm gonna go ahead and splay that brush in the back so I can cover that area real nice. And then I'm just kind of working it in and pulling it out. And I can tell just by looking at her whole surface, she's nice and glossy, so I got it everywhere. So let's go ahead and splay this at the back so we get everywhere back here we need. Rub it in. And then pull it out. Let me know if you guys have any questions or if you want me to slow down or anything like that or explain anything. Okay, let's rub this in and pull it out.
Amy P says loving the nails you're wearing.
Thank you. Isn't that a pretty color? It's by, so I did extensions on myself, and then this is by Ombre. And let me tell you the color it's in because it's gorgeous. It is like the perfect, really hot orange, and it's not coming off on camera, but I will tell you it's like that reddish orange. It's a lot more brighter and more neon in person than it's coming off on this photo. It's just a super duper pretty color. And it is Fire Island number 210. And yeah, oh my gosh, yeah. See how bright? She's gorgeous. I'm wearing just like 1.5 coats of her. Ombre is extremely, it's got a whole lot of, oh goodness, pigment to the polish. So you really don't need to, like, it covers super duper well.
Paula Hurtado said hi.
Hello, Paula.
Amy P said it's very pretty.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and work on top of this surface, okay? So I'm not gonna nuke it. I'm just gonna work right on top of it, and I just grabbed the wrong brush. Let me grab my right brush. Here we go. Okay, get that brush ready. And I'm just gonna use the brush from the bottle. So I'm gonna go into my white first. Let me go ahead and lay down my white. It's gonna be kind of an ombre look, so it doesn't have to be perfect, but I do need to decide where I want my ombre to start. I'm gonna start it right about there, right about where it comes. It's a little bit in front of where your natural nail would end, okay? And I wanna build a little bit bigger amount than that on top, so let me just dip in. I'm gonna grab a little bit on my brush here, and I'm gonna drop it off just like you would if that was the apex, right? I'm gonna kind of float it up here, and then just pull it straight down.
Madeline asks if she can ask a question.
Yeah, Madeline, go right ahead. I'm gonna go ahead too and use my ombre brush. I'm gonna pull just the slightest amount of that back. I know it's kind of hard to see because we're right on top of a white nail, but just very gently gonna pull it back right in here. Make sure this is even. It looks like it's got a little bit of thickness missing over here. Okay, there we go. I think that's gonna settle real nice. Okay. Now, before we cure that, I'm gonna give it a quick zap with my highlighter. Uh-oh. Lord have mercy. Jandy, she might need your help. Hang on. Okay. I think she's losing her sticky at the back. In the very beginning when I got her, she held on real well. But she's just kind of losing some of her sticky. And she caught a hair along the tumble. Okay, I'm gonna nuke this.
Madeline says I'm about to be 17 and I want to become a nail tech. I've been doing nails since I was 12. Do you have any tips for me?
Oh, Madeline, you know what? Don't hesitate it. If you're thinking about going to school, go, okay? Don't second guess yourself. Because even if that's something that you decide not to do in the long run, you're still always gonna have that under your belt, and you can come back to it anytime you want. You could do it on the side. You could at very least do your nails and, you know, your friend's nails. So yeah, go for it. Don't let anything stop you.
Glam Dragon Nails.
Hey, Glam Dragon.
Sugar says hi.
Hey, sugar.
Guy in the says, where is your place located?
I am in Dallas, Texas, and I'm just right outside the big city in a little town called Garland. Okay, there we go. So we've got a good amount right here on the tip. And again, I want to very gently with my ombre brush, pull this back.
Or said, are we doing pastel rainbow?
We are. They're gonna be very pretty. They're gonna have the tiniest bit of glitter in there. Of course, we needed to add some glitter. But yeah, they're gonna be very pretty. Okay, she looks good. Okay, let's give her a quick nuke. Where's my little flashlight? Yeah, school's really easy. The hardest part about school is putting in that time, putting in those hours. But it's really not hard. You just gotta read your book, take your test, study, make notes, you know, as you go along. I'm one of those people that I highlight like my book as I read and stuff, so that helped me because I didn't have to write a lot. I just highlighted all the important stuff in my book. So when it came time to study and pass my tests and everything, I didn't have too much to do. Test is pretty easy. There's a lot of rules, you know, of course. I'm gonna dip into here and I'm gonna grab some of my pink. I wanna grab a nice sized ball. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna come back to this first nail. I'm gonna drop this off where our apex would need to go. I know I'm gonna need more than what I grabbed, but sometimes these brushes will only let you grab so much easily, so I'll pick up a second scoop, drop that off. Okay, then I'm going to push this, just kind of pillow it up there towards the cuticle. And you might have to just kind of work it to the side and then back by the cuticle again. Same over here. So that way I can get as close as I can get. You do want to leave though a little bit of a gap between your back by your cuticle skin and where your gel starts, okay? Don't forget to do that. I'm gonna grab a little bit more because I want a bigger ball. Add this to my ball. I want to go up a little bit further over here on this side. And then I'm going to start bringing this down. And, you know, you can, oh, I just kind of messed up my gel. So you can either do what's easiest for you. You can kind of go work like in a U shape to pull this down. Or if that's not comfortable, you can also work in just kind of a square, right? And pull it down just in the shape of a square. Whatever works best for you. I'm just gonna bring it down, bring it down. Bring it down. We're getting close to our white part, so what I wanna do is get my little pointy brush, and I'm just gonna kind of put this everywhere I feel like it needs to get it a little bit better. So I'm gonna get it just a tiniest bit closer to that cuticle. Pull it down on my side, because you don't want a whole lot on your sides anyway. And then I'm gonna start to pull her down. And she's just gonna come the tiniest bit over our white, okay? So just like that, and she doesn't have to come perfect. Okay, let's go over here. Pull this down a little bit. I want to get the slightest bit back up here better. I'm going to look at her. If she feels like she needs to be evened out a little bit, that's what I'm going to do right here. Okay, so just like that. And I know she looks a little like she just kind of really quickly got a color change. Don't worry about that, okay? We're gonna go ahead and nuke her just the way she is. And I'm gonna nuke her for a little bit longer. I built up my pink is built up just a hair thicker than that white that I put on at first. Let's go one more go round with the light. Okay, because she's the tiniest bit longer, I want to go ahead and give her a proper apex. So I'm going to go back in my pink. I'm going to get one more ball on my brush here, just about that much. I'm going to go back in my apex area. I'm just going to barely pillow it back, keep it right on top of that barrel of the nail, and I'm just going to pull down just like that. Get my little brush again, and I'm just going to keep this right on top of that barrel. Okay, good. That'll make sure we've got a really nice kind of that horseshoe apex going on in there, okay? Now, I'm gonna get my feather brush. Let's just go ahead and just slightly feather what is on here, just down just a wee bit at the tip. Okay, just to kind of keep her thinned out. Maybe a wee bit more, hold on. I feel like she's a little thick in here. Okay, she looks good. Alrighty, here we go. We're gonna nuke one more time. Okay, that should sit her in place. I'm gonna go ahead and come over here and do the exact same thing to the pinky. How many of you guys like to wear pink and white? Kind of curious as to like how popular it is still. I feel like here in my area in Dallas, Texas, there's a lot of people that still love the pink and white. Okay, I'm just pillowing it. Got up on the skin just a wee bit, but that's okay. I'm gonna get a little bit more. Drop it off in that apex area.
Dollar Babe says hi.
Hey, Dollar Babe.
Glam Dragon. I love a lot of styles, but I haven't had a French set in forever.
Right? I kind of feel the same way about myself. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab my thin liner. I'll zoom us in here. And let's go ahead and pull this where we need it. So I'm just gonna pull a hair back here and then down on my sides. Okay, and then kind of come over here, get you some out of this thicker amount and get it where you want it. I'm gonna pull this just slightly down over that white. I do want a bit of this kind of brought back up to where my apex needs to be. Okay, good. I'll have enough for that. All right. Now I'm just very, very gently gonna pull down just to kind of thin this out a wee bit. Okay, I still feel like she needs a little bit more back here. Okay, there we go. All right, quick nuke. Okay, that'll keep her in place. And she looks good. Let me look and just make sure. No, she needs a little bit more of an apex still. I thought maybe I covered it that time, but I didn't. All right, get me a little bit more gel. Give her a little apex, so right where the apex needs to go. And bring it straight down that little barrel area. Get my little liner brush. And let's just kind of maneuver this a little bit. Pull her out to the side just a wee bit. And down. Okay, she'll have enough in there for her little apex, so she looks good. Quick zap. This is just gonna sit her in place while we work, because we've still got a little bit more to do here. Trying to figure out, do I want any more? Let me give her the tiniest bit more up here. Just the tiniest bit, just to make sure I've got enough to file in. Okay, I'm gonna let her just kind of settle for a second. Where she is, where's my little thin brush here? I feel like she's leaning to one side more than another. So I'm gonna pull her very gently over here. She doesn't have to be evened out perfectly, but it's easier to work with when you get to filing. Just pull her a little bit more over here. Okay, she'll be good, just like that, okay? She's got enough up there. Alrighty. Quick zap, just to make sure she doesn't go anywhere. Okay, and if you remember, on these two fingers, we still have our wet base gel, okay? And hopefully I did not hit her and mess her up. I'm gonna go ahead and run my brush just one more time over it, just to make sure I did not mess it up.
Baby boomers over a French look.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Yeah. You know what? I like reverse baby boomers a whole lot. You know, where you put the pink on the tip? I really like that too. Okay, so now she's got wet gel on these two, and I'm just gonna go right in with my colors on that wet gel. So the first color I wanna go in with is my Madam Glam in this really pretty purple, and it is Mother's Muse. And I'm just gonna kind of dot it on here. So maybe we do a little bit here and a little bit down by the tip. And maybe we'll do a little bit in the center. And I did not mean to do that much. Hang on. Okay, I just kind of pulled some off of her, okay. So she's our purple. Let's go in next with our kind of pink color. And I'm using, this is kind of a pinky orange. And she is called Pink Elegance by Madam Glam. And let me get her open. There we go. And again, we're gonna do some dots. And then let's see, I think I want to keep her maybe just like not as much. We'll give her a little bit right there. And then we got 2 more colors to go. Next is going to be orange, and it's Orange Poppy. And for my Orange Poppy, let's just do kind of right by the pinks. So I'll do a little bit here and a little bit in here. All right, last one. It's gonna be a yellow, and it is Quarita, which is one of my favorite yellows. It's very, very pastel-y pale yellow. And I'm going to kind of put that where there isn't any, okay?
So, does anyone know how to get static out of your hair?
Yes, spray Static Guard on it. I keep Static Guard at my house. That's like one of my favorite products. That, or you can also take a dryer sheet and rub it on your hair. That'll help too. That static is a pain in the butt. Okay, I'm gonna use my little fan brush again, my little ombre brush. And let's go with this one first. I'm going to just kind of drag it through gently, okay? And I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna back us up for a second. I'm gonna wipe off the excess on my little palette. Let's do it again. Pull it through here.
She needs to get some because dryer sheets ain't working.
Yeah, dryer sheets aren't working, oh Lord. Okay, I want a little bit more yellow, so I'm gonna put some yellow actually on my palette here. Okay, I'm gonna dip into my yellow. I wanna put some yellow back here. Okay, pull through, wipe off. Let's bring some of that purple up and then some of the yellow down. And you just kind of keep doing it until you like what it's doing. Like right now, I feel like on this one, I've lost a good deal of my purple. So I'm gonna put a little bit more purple just on my palette. Let's dip into the purple and let's add just some more streaks here. Okay, I like that. A little bit more yellow down here by the tip. Okay, I like what she's doing there. Let's get this one. And just kind of wipe it off as you go. Let's pull back. Sometimes you get these weirdo little clumpies in there. Just pick them out as you go.
Rita said use a little conditioner on your hand and rub it in a little and run your fingers through your hair to get the static under control.
Oh, Rita, that's a great idea. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I've got enough back here to cover this little white spot. Okay, I think she's gorgeous, just like that. Jandy, will you put her in the nuker for me? Just for like, let's do 10 seconds? Because I still want her to have a little bit of a tacky surface. Let's wipe this brush off. She's gonna have a little bit of a tacky surface. I wanna go in with some glitter on these two. Okay, I think she'll be good, Jandy. Thank you, ma'am. Get her back up here. All right, so, okay, I want to go in with this one has got like a little bit of these purpley flashes, like purple pink kind of flashes. Let me see if I can kind of cover and show you. Oh, can you see the purple pink? I feel like you can't see the purple flashes. Sometimes it's a matter of just getting that light to hit it just right. There, you can kind of see when I turn it. Just a little bit of a purpley flash. And this particular, maybe you can see it on the lid more. Yeah, there you go. You see that purple flash? That's what she looks like. And she is from Gemini Cosmetics. She is called Candy Rush. Okay. And we're not going to cover her up completely, but before I do anything, I want to feel and see how tacky she is. Okay, she's not too tacky. So I'm going to add the littlest bit of just some more of that base coat, that clear base coat.
Sure, so we can see on the jar, but not inside the jar.
Okay, yeah. It's so tricky trying to get that glitter to photograph or can't pick up on the camera just right. Okay. I love these though. Aren't those pretty? Ugh. Okay. Let me grab one of my glitter brushes here. And again, I like using this one because I can cut it. I cut it for as thick as I want my bristles, and I just wanted a few bristles so that way I can grab tiny amounts of glitter. So that's what we're gonna use. You can get these in any kind of, like at Michael's in their nail art supply section. Okay, I'm gonna hide the one next to it, which we don't want any glitter on. Dip in here and just get a little bit of glitter.
Dragons are very pretty.
Isn't it pretty? Okay, I'm just gonna kind of keep it. How about we kind of keep it on the parts that are pink? So anywhere that's not pink is not gonna get this glitter. Got it? Got it, guys. We're limiting ourselves. Okay, at least this one had a good amount of pink on it. Okay. So that way she just gives a little bit. I feel like there's a tiniest bit of pink over here. So maybe we just barely. Okay. Just like that. You can also use a fine liner if that works for you. I'm trying to keep my fine liners not glittered up, is my particular goal. All right, then I'm gonna grab a gold, and let's say we go any part that's orange and butt it up against that yellow. Let's put a little bit of this gold. And this gold is MJ's mixture of gold. So it's like the dark gold and, does anybody remember the other gold that it's mixed with? I know it's dark gold and, let me see if I can find it real quick. It's half dark gold and half good credit, maybe. No, not good credit. Hang on. Shimmering sand. Half shimmering sand and half dark gold. And those colors are from Young Nails, these glitters. So this one is the shimmering sand.
Metal gold, sugar size.
It's yeah, it's like a metallic gold, but you mix half dark gold and half of that shimmering sand. That's my little concoction here, and she's falling over again. Get her back up there. Let's see. Okay, Jandy's gonna help me with the hand. Hold on, she's falling down. Okay, let me make sure I get you guys up here. Okay, can you see her pretty good? All right, let me dip in here. And again, this is gonna go where that orange kind of butts up with the yellow. So let me see, I feel like maybe over here in this little corner. And just like the tiniest little bit. Whoop, and again. There we go. I'm just gonna keep it very minimal, okay?
Sugar said if you take a thin glass coaster thing,
Uh-huh.
set your hand on that and it'll help it stick better.
Oh, you know what? I have tried that before. This particular hand, her little holder is a little heavy. But let's try that. I've got this little one. She might not be strong enough though. Okay, we're gonna try that. Pull us back.
Watch it.
Oh, yeah, Jandy said she's going to. Okay. I need a thicker one. Which actually I got a thick glass one. I just left it at Jandy's sister's work. And every time we go up there, I tell her I need to get that glass, but I always forget. It's like sitting in her office. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, let's put our gold up.
How much does it cost for a normal French tip?
Well, I charge, so my cheapest nails run about 65, and that's for like, that's if you're doing like a gel overlay. That would be 65, and it's $10 extra for a French or an ombre. But if you do just the regular gel overlay, that includes it includes a color, whatever color you pick, you know, for your, hang on a second here. I need her back just a hair. That includes whatever gel you pick, but you would, everybody kind of charges what they feel their skill level is up to and what the prices are in their area and things like that. So it's kind of, you know, it's kind of subjective to that. And what may be, you know, what you might want to be getting paid hourly. You could kind of base it on that as well. So everybody kind of charges different amounts, but that's kind of my rate right now. Okay, let's go ahead. And I want to, these two, I want to go ahead and nuke those, and then I want to take a fill and see how she feels on top. Will you nuke that for me, Jandy? Because I want to know if I need to put a, if I want to encapsulate her or if I just want to put a top coat. We'll see here in a second. I'll get a good feel for her and see what she feels like. I'm leaning towards just a polish, so. Because she's pretty thin. She's got those microscopic glitters in her, and she doesn't have that much. Okay, let's see. We'll let her go for about 30. Is she done? Okay, she's done, Jandy says. All right, get her up there. Okay, let me take a fill. Oh, yeah, she's like super thin. Okay, so I don't feel like we need to encapsulate her. Let's just put on a pretty top coat on top of the glittered ones first. I'm gonna grab, I've got a top coat just for my glittered polishes. Well, I say that, and what have I done with her?
Tammy says, I think Shimmering Sands.
Yeah, Shimmering Sands, you got it, Tammy. Yep, it was a mixture of Shimmering Sands and that dark gold.
And Dragon said, how cute your nails are.
Thank you. They're going to come out so pretty. Where is my glitter top coat now? Let me look. I think I may have put her over here. Oh.
Sugar says my son will be moving out next week. I'm sad.
Oh my gosh, Sugar, what the world?
Place, but upside I get my own nail ring.
Well, congratulations. But yeah, that's so sad. Oh my gosh, I would not handle that well. I don't know how my mom really, not so much my dad. He was kind of ready for everybody to get out. But my mom took it real hard, and I get it. Okay, she is a little lumpy bumpy on top, but that's okay. We'll do 2 coats. Let's go ahead and get her taken care of before we get on the other ones.
She's not ready.
I would not be ready either. That's got to be so hard. I will tell you, ever since all of us kids moved out from my parents' house, my mom has really struggled with depression and stuff. And I keep trying to convince her to move out here near me because my sister So when my sister left the house, she got married, she had kids, and my parents live like right around the corner from her. They love being close to the kids. The kids, though, however, they're also now 16 years old, you know, so they're talking about going off to college and this and that. And my sister and her husband both work, and they don't have a lot of time to help, you know, to help my parents out as they get older. And they also don't do stuff like with my parents. Like they don't go to the store for them or go pick up, you know, medicines or, you know, take them here or there or go play bingo some nights, you know, things like that. They don't do things like that with my parents. And so I've been trying to talk mom and dad into moving out here by me and Jandy, because if they lived out here by us, I would happily, you know, pick up their groceries at the store, pick up their prescriptions at the pharmacy. If they need to get out and drive around or like go have dinner somewhere, or, you know, go look at things, go find something in town to do, go play bingo one night, things like that. Jandy and I, because we don't have any kids, we never have, we're just in a position to be a lot more flexible that way and go do those things. So I'm really trying to talk my parents into it, but I don't, right now, they're still really wanting to be close to that, my other sister and those kids, because they love those kids to death. You know, I guess this is just going to be kind of how it's going to be as our parents get older. It's really challenging, because you want the best for them and you want the best situation for them, but then they're adults and they're your elders, and you know, they're going to do what they want to do. And it's kind of hard. That's what I'm finding now. I mean, last time I talked with them about it, I cried and cried, because I just feel like they're not making good decisions in their older age. Like, they're kind of thinking about that stuff, but not really. And I don't know what to do. You know, I feel kind of hopeless with that. All I can do is make suggestions, you know? I don't know. I don't know. I would love, though, to hear if any of you guys have already done that with your parents and stuff. How in the world did you get them to listen to you? I feel like especially my dad, he's just very, very stubborn, and he's always, you know, he's always known best, and you know how that goes. And it's hard to get him thinking, well, maybe you're not thinking, because I feel like, you know, maybe you guys aren't thinking how fast, you know, you're aging. And I mean, they are at a point now, they're in their 70s. Dad has diabetes. He falls probably at least once a week, and he injures himself. And they both don't have a lot of energy, you know, things like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I just feel so tied, you know? But there was a house that came up down the street. It's like literally 4 houses down from us. It's a corner lot. It's a really cute house. It was built in the 60s, extremely affordable. And I was like, that's what you guys should do. Move in there so we can kind of take care of you. And, you know, we'll be right down the street. We can, you know, go grocery shopping and handle dinner and stuff together. And we'll be there in case anybody needs to go to the hospital. We live, of course, right outside Dallas, so all your major hospitals and everything are right here. They kind of, right now, they live out in the country. So, but yeah, I would love to hear if you guys have dealt with that yet at all with your families. Some advice would be extremely, some advice, or even just some, I get it, you know. 'Cause yeah, it makes me cry when I think about it, because I just feel so like it's not in my hands whatsoever, and like I can't convince anybody of anything. Okay, all right, let's get back into this. Okay, I'm gonna leave these 2 nails alone for right now. I'm gonna go in. Let's shape up these nails. Hold on a second, something's going on. I hear this e-file sounds funny. Did I? No, it's in there, good. My e-file better not be trying to go out on me. Okay, I wanna shape this up. Can you guys see pretty good? I'm going to, let me try turn a little bit more light, like just directly over it. See if that helps. I always feel like my light is not great. Okay. Now, I didn't add a lot back here by the cuticle. Like if you can see, let me move her. Do you see how, I thought something was falling. Do you see how thin she is? She just barely has an apex in here, so I really don't, sorry, and where are you? Here. She just barely has a good apex. So I'm just barely gonna go over her. So I've got this on a 9,000 RPMs. And I don't need to apply any pressure. I just need to, hold on, Jandy's playing with the lights. She turned it off. Here, let me help you. Did she become unplugged, Jandy? Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, there you go. Jandy's got it. Okay, I'm gonna start with her back area and hit what I need to hit, which is not much. I'm just gonna kind of bring this little apex area down just a hair. Let me see if I hold her, if that makes a little bit, if it makes it easier. Which finger am I on? No, it's not gonna make it easier, hang on. Right, let me zoom back in again. Okay. All right, so I just kind of wanna thin this out just a little bit. And we definitely need to come down here. And I barely want to come down on top of this white. She really needs to come down here. Oops, I hit my other finger here. Let me try to control her a little bit better. Because we want that incline coming up to our apex. Okay, so right on top of her spine, she's looking real good. All right, let me go ahead and get her side. And I'm gonna come up kind of like in a barrel kind of shape. And just kind of marry that height that she is down the center. And I'm gonna come down, then her out. Okay, she's looking good. Okay, same over here. Let's kind of come down this side of the barrel of her nail. And then let's come straight down that side, get her side bags. I still need to come in an angle. There we go. I want to thin that out a little bit better. Okay, she's looking good. Do you see that nice shape she's got going on? Okay, we're gonna leave her alone for a second. I'm gonna come over here and do the same thing with this one. This one's a little bit thicker, so we've got a little bit more to take off in that back area, just slightly. So let me thin this out because we want it to slightly ramp up back here. Now you don't have to use your arbor band. You can also just use your safety bit. Kind of depending on how much you need to take down. Didn't feel like I had a whole lot to take down, so. But she does need to be thinned out through here. And she's gonna ramp up. Yeah, my little e-file sounds funny. Doesn't it, Jandy? Sounds. No, you got it for me for Christmas, right? Or was it last Christmas? When did you get me this e-file? Last Christmas. That sounds strange, though. Yeah, that's odd. I have to look at my little... Okay, I'm going to thin her down, kind of marry her up with that top part. Okay. I'm gonna finish the rest with my file because I wanna be able to take off just a little bit, but not too much. So let me grab.
So many have had issues with the handpiece going out and had to call and get a replacement.
You know, I've heard that before. Let's hope not. Okay, I'm going to come up. I know she looks really good, except she's a little bit bulky still right in here. But first I wanna go ahead and come up the sidewall area, make it really, really nice. Keep her shape. Keep her shape over here. I'm gonna hang on to her. This mannequin hand is a little hard to file on. That's why she's great for nail art, but not so great for if you wanna practice your shaping and stuff. She just is a little flexible, flimsy, you know what I mean?
Do you have to fill in the bottom?
No, actually it's got white on the bottom. So I am just thinning it out at the bottom, just so it gets that gradual looking ombre. Because I like her apex area. She's really nice. She just needs to be thinned out right in here where those two colors kind of come together. I'm gonna thin it out just a little bit more right in there. If you need a little bit more white, just kind of remove a little bit of that pink that's in the ombre part, okay? Just kind of like what I'm doing. And then I just kind of want to make sure I've got a real nice tip on here that's not too thick. I added, you know, a pretty good thickness of that white. She's looking really good though. I think she's real pretty. Okay, let's just get her kind of shaped up a little bit better where she looks nice and smooth. She's looking real good. I do want to kind of sharpen her up right here. And right over here. Okay, she looks good, guys. Okay, she's coming along pretty good. All right, let's move back over to this nail. Same kind of thing, I'll just kind of leave us at a different angle. So I'm gonna go ahead and come up this side first. Let's make sure we blend everything in real nice. And I've got a lamp in my way. Okay, there we go. And I'm just kind of keeping my file just kind of slanted at the same angle that I want this part of her nail to be slanted at. So no matter what part of the nail you're working on, you know, how we try to keep that C shape. Well, as we keep that C shape, you know, your file kind of rolls right across it like a barrel roll. So when you're getting this side over here, you got to think, what angle do I want that at? Do you want it completely straight up and down? Or if you're getting, let's say, like this part right here, no, you don't. The only part you really want straight up and down is just this edge. Like when you're trying to refine that edge, you're going to be parallel, okay?
McKinley coats that high, they look so good.
Hey, McKinley, thank you.
Tyler said I like nails, so I
Just like that.
subscribe
Hey,
to
Tyler,
videos.
thank you. I appreciate you.
Glam Dragon said, why do you start on the side first?
You know, I don't know. I think it's like normally if I'm using my e-file, I always get my apex and that very top of the nail shaped the way I want it. Okay? That's when I'm working with my e-file. And then I'll attack my sidewalls. Like after I get that top part the way I want it. But for some reason, when I do my file, I always start with this side, this inside side. And you know what it might be? Because I kind of learned how to file from, if you guys watch Dorida Palika. She is another nail artist that has a channel on YouTube. I watched her a lot when I was, whenever I was learning how to file. And she always starts on that side too. So maybe it's partly that. I know she talks about, you know, you definitely want a system. And I can see how that system really helps. And then I'll go here to this side. Like you start on one side, you go here next, you go here next. It's good to have that kind of a system, no matter what it is. But really, you can start anywhere that you like, you know? Okay, I'm just kind of getting the top of my barrel shaped.
Glam Dragon said, yeah, she's amazing.
She is amazing, isn't she? Her nail art is crazy. I want to be as good as her one day with her nail art. Oh my gosh. She's so good. Yeah. That's why for years I wanted to try her gel, and I'm so glad I finally tried it because I really, really, really like it. Okay, I'm just thinning this out right where it ombres and at the tip of the white here. And again, if you feel like you want a little bit more of that white showing through, you're just gonna kind of go over where that pink is and just kind of thin it out. Like right in here, I feel like it could be thinned out more. There we go. Maybe a little bit more still. Now, if you want her wider even, I'll show you what you can do. We'll do it on one of the nails. Let me show you.
Sage said hi.
Hey, Sage. Let's get this fixed just a hair better. Where you don't see that line where it starts to change. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and straighten her up a little bit here. Hey, AB. Did you say AB right?
A-V-I-E.
Oh, AV. V as in Victor. Oh no, the dog, y'all. I'm so sorry. I always think maybe she's gonna be good. And then she surprises us all. Or doesn't surprise us all. However you want to look at that. That's what big dogs do, though. Little dogs do it too, but they're nowhere near as loud. Okay, she's looking real good. Okay, so there's her. Let me back us up. There's her ombres. Aren't they pretty? Let's push her back up in here. Okay, there's our ombres. If you decided that you wanted those just a little bit more white, what you can do, get this out the way, is you can come back in with that white, that milky white that we used. And I know it kind of doesn't look too milky, but it's right here. And that one was called Milky Biob, right here by the gel bottle. You could come right back in with your Milky Biob, put like a little bit right at the tip. Here, we'll do this one too. Put a little bit right at the tip, and then get your feather brush again, your ombre brush, and then just pull this kind of up. Just want to make sure it doesn't go crazy thick at the end or anything. Okay, so let's get this one. We got some on that tip. I'm just gonna lightly feather this up into that pink. And then I'm gonna kind of come down and just make sure she's not bulky. Okay. You don't have to do that, but if you wanted it a little bit more, you could. If you want it even whiter, just get your white polish instead of using the Biob. Okay. Now, let's... You know what I'm kind of curious about? I want to know how these, if we added chrome on some of these, I want to know what that would look like. So I'm going to buff up my surface here, just make sure it's nice and smooth. So I'm just going to use my little buffer. Because since we've got that top coat and then we have a little bit, well, we've got 2 layers of top coat and then we've got that glitter underneath. Sometimes it doesn't lay completely smooth and I just want to make sure it looks good. So let me just kind of do the same thing. I'm just kind of coming down, making sure she looks kind of smooth. And we're not removing any glitter or anything like that or any polish, just buffing her out a little bit so she lays nice and smooth. Right in here is not smooth. And this buffer is a pretty good buffer. It's got some oomph behind it. Okay, now she's looking better. All right. There we go. Let's do this one. I knew I'd probably have to do this with that glitter being under there. Kind of get in back here, come down that side, and in back here. Okay, now she's looking good. Now let's just shape her up on her sides. I'm gonna try to hang on to her real good. I'm gonna apply some pressure on the other side. Okay. Okay, now she should be nice and straight. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean one of these off. Well, let's go. We gotta clean her all off anyway, so we might as well clean them all off. I did not cure my white. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I did not cure my white gel. Okay, we gotta do it again. Can you believe? Can you believe? Okay, I'm gonna ombre this up again. Okay, put a little bit here. I'll do it on one. How about that? That way we can kind of really see the difference. Okay, we're just gonna pull this up into that pink. It's not gonna make too much of a difference anyway. And then let's pull her down. I feel like she's got a hair in here. She does. Hang on. Get a little bit more of that milky. Got too much going on in there. Oy. Okay, she looks good. All right, let me go ahead, stick her in the nuker real quick so that way I can be sure and cure that. Okay, in the nuker, we're gonna just do 30 seconds so that way it's fast. Usually though, the gel bottle takes a minute, a full 60 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off. That way my brush is all clean for next time. Okay. I do kind of like to keep my ombre brush a little on the drier side than my other brushes. Okay, she's almost done. Okay, here we go. Okay, so now we're gonna focus on these two in the middle. And I do wanna take one of these and chrome it, and we're gonna see what it looks like. Otherwise, let's put the top coat on the other one. Get an idea for what her glitter does. How about we do top coat on this one? Oh, she's pretty. Oh, I love that. I'm just gonna kind of brush her out nice and kind of thinner on the top coat. Just make sure she looks good. And she does. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and top coat this one. Make sure she looks good. I'm kind of looking at my light reflection and just making sure she looks nice and even. She's looking good. I do kind of want to get right in here a little bit better. Because sometimes that top coat can fool you. And you can think it looks good and then it doesn't look great. Okay. Oh, I love that sparkly of that pink too. Okay, I want to do the same this way. I'm kind of looking at it in the light. She needs maybe a little bit more right through here. I see she's got a hair. She still has a hair. I think she had a hair because I wasn't using non-lint-free wipes. Okay, she's looking pretty good. Right, I do want to go ahead and put a top coat on here just for like a quick nuke so we can do our chrome. Okay, I'm just gonna zap her for like 30 seconds, so half the time. Just make sure she looks straight. Okay, she looks good. All right, Jandy, if you'll put her in the nuker for me. There you go. Just for 30 seconds. While that's going, I'm gonna grab my chrome. And I'm just gonna use my little, this is like the chrome that almost all of my clients use whenever they wanna use chrome, just like a nice shiny chrome. It's that Magic White by Daily Charm. It's kind of just like perfect for that kind of stuff, for that glazed donut look, and it's not too expensive, you know. Works nice. Okay, we got 3 seconds and counting down. Okay, here she comes. Okay, let's zoom her out just a tiny bit. See how this one that we did, the little bit of extra white on the tip, is a good deal. It's a pretty good deal whiter than the one where we wiped off the white. Just something to think about. So if you do want it a little bit whiter, definitely add you a second coat. Okay, let's go. Let me make sure she feels. She feels like she need. Oh no! I just spilled my chrome. Okay, hang on. I'm saving this chrome, y'all. So. Okay, Jandy, when we get ready to pick up this chrome, we'll get a little credit card and. Oh my God. That's like one of my favorite chromes. How about, let's do this one. Because I feel like this one could use another top coat to smooth out any of those little bitty issues it's got going on. It's got a little bit of bumpies still from the glitter. Probably because we filed down and we could have probably filed a little bit more. Okay, I'm just gonna chrome her out here. Yeah, see, she really could have used a second coat too. But that's okay, she's still pretty. I like her with the chrome too. She looks good both ways. Definitely you can see the glitter a little bit more on this one though. Do we need more glitter? I feel like we need more glitter. Let's do more glitter. Or you know what we could do? Hang on, I got another idea. Let's chrome this out, and we're not gonna worry about the smoothness of her. We're just gonna chrome it. Okay. Now what I wanna do, actually, hang on here.
Still have the top coat over the chrome.
Yes.
Even it out.
Yes, actually what I wanna do before I do that, let me see if I can pick this up real quick, or just kind of pour it into my bottle here, hang on. I normally wouldn't do this while you guys are waiting for me, but I'm gonna have to file more on here, and I don't want to get file shavings in my chrome. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do because she's too pretty not to have her look real good, not to have her look perfect. I do want to whiten this up again on this side because I do like the other one better. So I'm going to add a little bit more milky white. And let's feather her again.
Dragon dropped chrome last week.
Oh gosh, Glam Dragon. It's horrible. Especially because they're not cheap, you know what I mean? I mean, they're cheap. They're not horribly expensive, but you know what I'm saying. It adds up. Okay, she's gonna look better. Let me zap her really, really fast. Okay, this is what I want to do with these two over here. I want to do something a little bit different because I think I feel like I want more glitter. Uh-oh, there we go. Let's do, I'm going to take a little bit of my creamy, just right on top of here. Let's add a little bit of creamy, like kind of stringy creamy. Nothing perfect, but just a little bit. Because we're gonna go ahead and encapsulate her after I get the glitter on, and we're gonna do some things with her, make her pop a little bit more. Because I kind of wanted her to be a little bit more fun. So we'll just leave the chrome on the bottom. Okay, let's go ahead and stick some of these in our white. Oh, good. That's more of a pop. Okay. A little bit more up here. And down here. Okay. Yeah, now she's looking a little bit better. And how about we go ahead and put some more gold. I'm going to add a little bit of a, let me zap her really quick since she's got that already set in there. Okay, I'm going to take my base, add a little bit of base in here. Let's add some more gold. She's going to be pretty. Let's do some of the gold on top of our yellow. How about? Oh yeah, she's pretty. And a little bit over here by the orange again. Okay, she looks pretty. Same thing over here on this other nail. Let's put a little bit of base, a little bit of milky. Not in the same place, maybe just we'll do that one strand of milky. How about that? There we go. It'll have like a little bit of a raised glitter effect. And some gold. We'll do the gold where the yellow is too. And that orange, there's a tiniest bit of orange on the side. Okay. So that means whenever we encapsulate her, we're gonna have to leave her just the tiniest bit thicker than we intended initially, but I still think though she's gonna be worth it. I like her a lot better this way. She's got more glitter. More glitter is always best. Okay, Let's get our Build Pink by Young Nails so we can encapsulate. I'm gonna zap real quick. Zap. It just kind of muted out our, pastel colors just a little bit whenever we added that chrome. Oh, it'd be helpful if I turn the light back on. Okay. Alrighty. Let's get next. I want to encapsulate Build Pink. Get that off of her. Let's see if she's got something up there. Little hair fuzz. Okay, so I'm gonna pour a little bit of Build Pink on her. Okay, that should be enough. Let me get my brush. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and pull her down here. So I'm just gonna make sure I've got enough at the back to encapsulate, and then pull it down here on each side. There's more down here than needs to be. So let's get our little ball. Oh gosh, the dogs are like, oh, I'm so sad. It's taking so long. You dogs need to chill out, y'all. Okay. I feel like I need a little bit more on here. Just a wee bit. Just a wee amount. Sometimes, do you guys ever feel like since it's so clear, you like have trouble like seeing where it is? I do. And where like it might be thicker and where you're having like a hole or something. Okay, I feel like she's good. Oh, there is a tiny little hole over here. Okay, now she looks good. Let me freeze her into place so she doesn't run away. Look how she really made that gold pop in there real good. I like her better filed anyway, so. Okay, this one. I'll go ahead and start with giving her more than the other one. Okay. Push her up here.
Sandra loves the color you have on.
Oh, thank you, Sandra. Isn't it pretty? It's an apres color. I got the name of the color in the very, very beginning of the video. So if you want to look and see what it is, you can look it up. Yeah, it's like the perfect orangey red, you know? It really is. I mean, I literally went to the nail supply store whenever I was picking it. And I had like my favorite orangey reds. And I was going back and forth, like comparing them to make sure I picked the right one. Because I was like, I want this particular orangish red. I was kind of going between Valentino had a really pretty one. And then this one was apres. So I decided to go with the apres. Okay, zap. Jandy, if you'll nuke her for 60 seconds for me, just that way we make sure she's nice and strong for our file down. While she's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and clean my palette off and my brush. So give my brush a good wipe down, and I like her to be back in the point again. So I just put her in her point. I need to get a better like container for my brush right now, because right now I just kind of keep her in her little tube thing, but sometimes my cap will push down my brush and I hate that. So I need to get a better situation for that. Okay, let's get this cleaned off. Currently, I need to go back to the nail supply store and I need to get some lint-free wipes. I'm down to like my lint wipes, which does not help anybody, but that's where I am at the moment. That and my paper towels, which also is not lint-free. So, but maybe I'll go to the nail supply store tomorrow or something if I feel like getting out. Oh, I went back in yesterday for my 2-week checkup after my surgery, and they removed my tape and they pulled my stitches out and said things are healing really, really nice. I have one area I have to like put some Aquaphor on and just kind of, I guess, keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't get infected or anything. It's like one tiny spot that hadn't healed yet, so. But I'm on my way to healing, yay. It's doing good. Okay, I'm in my hand, Jandy. Alrighty. Let's get her tacky wiped down. Okay. Thank God Jandy always kind of helps me out in here because it's hard doing everything by yourself. I'm just using my swipe to wipe off that tacky. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with my e-file because I know we've got her encapsulated, so she's gonna take a minute to file. Get my little cleaned up thing out the way so that she doesn't get dust all over. Let's go on 12,000 RPMs. You know what? I'm wondering something. Hang on, guys. Because she sounds funny, and I'm wondering if it's because this is pushed up too high. That shouldn't be the problem, but we're gonna... And I'm gonna change bits too, actually, while we're doing this. Let me put on my safety bit, since we encapsulated her. Okay, there we go. Let's try this. And let's go 12,000 RPMs. She's still sounding strange, guys. Okay, I'm kind of... Oh, you know what? This part was loose. That was it. All right, let me get my back area. Okay, I'm gonna leave my apex where it is. I do wanna come down at my front. A little bit more over here. There we go. And then I want a gradual slant incline here. Let me look at her sideways. Okay, I want her to come a little bit more down and through here. So I'm just kind of keeping my bit at that same kind of angle that I want her at.
Could be some debris inside the neck.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'll clean her out good. I want to come in tiniest bit down there. Okay. Now let's get...
For some reason, this is so satisfying.
Well, good. I'm glad you think so.
Jackie said you do great now.
Thank you, Gabby. Okay, I'm going to come down that saddlebag area and just marry it up to what it looks like on the top part of here. So, for example, it needs to come down a little bit more because remember, it should look like it's doing a barrel roll. Okay, let's get over here. So I'm just keeping the angle of my E-file at the angle I want that nail. She a little thicker over here. Okay, she's looking good. She even looks really good at the front. We could thin her out more. I'll come underneath. There we go. Okay. Now, you know this hand is not gonna let me do this angle very well, but if we wanted to do client profile, she's kind of wide. I'm gonna bring her in just a hair. Okay, let's bring her. I'm not great at coming down this other side, so I do want to flip her over, and I just know I need to come in on that side. But I'm not good at doing it from that angle.
Jensen said I do nails too, and this channel really helps.
Oh, thank you. So I'm so glad. That's kind of my goal, is to help other people, because I know it was hard for me in the beginning to just kind of get like, school teaches you a little bit of the fundamentals, but not a whole lot. And so I needed that extra help. And I thank God I found, you know, people like Dorita and you know, Young Nails, of course, because they always have done such a great job teaching us. But yeah, and I thought, you know, I want to be able to help too. So when you look back on my videos, you'll notice that I started recording my videos right before school started, right before I went to nail school. So I've got like that whole process kind of documented. It was kind of a little bit of a journey for me too. Let's look and see what okay, yeah, we need to get her fixed here. She's got a big old lump through here. Yeah, she's still kind of big in here. And part of that may be this side part right here, so I'm not gonna worry too much. I'm just gonna stay right on top. Okay, get her back up there. She kind of floats around on top of this mannequin hand. Okay, let's look. We definitely want to take down this side, so we're gonna put our bit kind of at that angle that we want to pull from. And remember, she's just gonna kind of roll with that barrel. And then we're marrying her up height-wise with what's on top. She can come a little bit thinner back there. Okay, now let me turn her this away again from client profile. Oh, I can get her better back here. She looks like a little bit of a mess. Hold on, I'm gonna kind of pull her out. And there we go. Okay, now she looks better. All right, I wanna bring her in because she's a little fat. You just want to really steady yourself because you don't want to take off too much. Just kind of go slower rather than try to go fast. Okay, I feel like she looks good. Let me just thin her out right in through here. There we go. Okay. Now let's get a top coat on her and see what she looks like. I'm just gonna give her a quick buff to try to make her smooth again. Make sure she's nice and smooth. I feel like right here she could be just a little bit more. Okay, she's looking good. All right, same with this one. What is this hanging on to her right there? Okay. We want her to be soft. Soft and smooth looking. She needs a little bit more power in through here. Might as well do this side while I'm at it. Okay, there we go. She's got a lot of dust on her, man. She could still be thinner in through here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my file and I'm gonna roll it in that barrel shape as I go across. I'm really pretty much just hitting this tip part just to thin her out just a wee bit. Okay, now she looks good. All right, let's make sure our hand is, we got our nails up where they should be. Okay, let me back up a little bit. I'm gonna dust her off because she's an absolute mess, as most of my clients end up being right about this time. Let's give her a quick fan brush. And I didn't use my, I suppose I could have used my dust collector today, but I did not. All right. Let me zoom you guys in just a wee hair so that way I can make sure that you see everything. Okay, now let's top coat and see what she looks like. I gotta top coat this one again too because we fixed that white. Okay, she looks pretty. I am gonna shape her up just the tiniest bit. She needs to have her sides readdressed here. Oh, this looks so much better. So much better being encapsulated. Can you guys tell? A huge difference. I'm so glad we encapsulated. Yeah. And now she's about the only thing that I would say that has really changed since we started with our initial idea is she is, we kind of milked out those colors that we faded in the beginning. You know, whenever we applied that chrome, that would be something to keep in mind. So if you wanted more of that color mixture, like our little rainbow color mixture, I would not chrome it out. But I had to do it because I really needed to see, I wanted to see what it looked like. So, you know. But at least now you've got a video where you can go back and look at the different phases and what we did. And do you like one thing better than another? Or maybe it'll kind of give you some other ideas, some inspiration. I feel like I always, no matter what like on these nails, I can promise you, like I love the solid color, but I will be doing nail art on them. Like give me about a week and there will be nail art going on these nails because I love to not just stop at one or two or three steps. I like to keep going and see how I can kind of change them up and stuff. Okay, I need to pull this one in a hair more because this one's a whole lot thinner. Okay. There we go, just another round on this side and then I'm done on that. Okay, good, she looks better. All right, then I do wanna kind of sharpen my shape on this guy. All right. Push her back up in here where she goes. Okay, let's get her cleaned up, and I'm gonna give her some oil on her skin so that way she looks as pretty as possible. Because she's making hand. Actually, it's so funny, guys. I was working on my young nail tan the other day, and my dad hardly ever looks at anything I do, like on my Facebook or something. Somehow, I guess he was looking at Facebook for something, and he came across my nails, and he was like, "What the world is that ugly hand you're working on?" I said, that's how the mannequin hands are. And I said, I do have one that's in this one, that's silicone. And I said, she looks great for nail art, but she doesn't handle filing on her very well. And he's like, yeah, you definitely. I told him, I said, I'm looking to do something better with her, I want to do something. I still need to kind of buff this one out. We're going to add another top coat. Sorry, guys. I want to show you right, so yeah, she needs to be buffed out just a little bit. And I'm just kind of rolling my file as I go. Okay, now she's looking good. Let me get my little buffer. I'm just gonna make sure I come down and that she's soft looking. And she's not right now. I think with that top coat and stuff from before, I think she just got a little lumpy bumpy. I'm hitting this tip. Okay, there we go. Now, top coat and a quick zap. And then we'll dress her up here with some oil. They're so pretty though. I would totally wear these colors for like an ombre set. Yeah, she's pretty. This tip is still a little bit whiter, so I must have added a little bit more white gel. That's the only thing I can think of, because this one's not as white. Well, she's got a little bit of gel cooked on her too. Okay, let me zap her real fast. Does anybody else do the humming? Okay, just let her cook, let her cook. She's almost done. Okay, that should be good. All right, now time for oil. Aren't they pretty though? Let's get that from back behind her. They're really pretty. And look at those, that gold and that purple. Huh?
Are you supposed to put oil on that?
Well, not really. I'm just gonna give her I'm really just gonna, here, we'll just put it on my finger and I'll just kind of go like this. It's not gonna kill her or anything. Oil? No, I don't know if anything eats silicone, to be real honest. Silicone holds up to just about everything. Silicone is kind of a cool product. I mean, not necessarily to have in your body, I mean, it's not great for you, but they use it for scars and all kinds of stuff. Now, it is great for scars. Okay, there she is. She's so pretty, you guys. I love her. Let me put a little bit more light on her. I try to get as much light as possible on her so that you guys can really see the colors and stuff and in some different kind of light. But she's gorgeous. I really like her. What do you guys think? Would you wear this as a set? I would wear it as a set. I don't have enough glitter clients. I need some more glitter girls to come see me. Do you guys ever feel that way? I need some more glitter lovers in my life. Yeah, she's super pretty. Oh, I love it. All right, guys. Remember, if you enjoy this kind of content, hit the like button, subscribe. I go live every Tuesday and Thursday at 4:30 Central Standard Time. And then on the other days, I also will either come live or I'll post a video. We've got our little members group, and over there you get extra videos. You get videos that only like you guys get to see, and then you get some other videos where you guys get them first, and then eventually they'll roll over to the main page, and it's behind the scenes, kind of a little bit of get to know me, things like that. And yeah, so think about that. It's only $5 a month. Every little bit helps. It's just kind of an extra way to say thank you. We appreciate what you're doing and yada yada. But yeah, check out my other videos on the page. There's a ton of other stuff out there. I've made a ton of videos since I've been on YouTube. We're slowly growing. It's been a slow grow, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. All right. And then tomorrow we will be live around 4:30 Central Standard Time with Jandy. She's going to pick a nail set tonight for inspo, and then we're going to come and work with her tomorrow, okay? And I will see you then. Everybody have a good night. It was so good to see everybody. Tammy, thank you so much. Sandra, Britt, I see you on there. All right. I will see you guys later. Have a good night.